While the clip is short, it is clear that Mary feels it is important to have a connection with her sister. The relationship is so important to Mary because she has valued what her sister has tried to do in the past for her. And it's comforting as she moves into an apartment to share it with someone she knows and cares about. In some cases, a sibling will remain with the family while other siblings are removed. In other cases, children may be born into the family after the child left the family. In the first situation, children may have strong feelings about why they were removed while other siblings stayed in the home. This may cause a child to ask why this sibling has remained with the parent when they could not. If there is regular contact with the parent may need help in explaining why that child remains with them when the child in foster care or who has been adopted could not. If there is not regular contact with the parent, an extended family member or professional may be able to help the child understand and work through these feelings and concerns. A more common occurrence is when a child's parents have additional children after the child is out of the home. It is important for the adults in the child's life to share that information with them and evaluate how the relationships with the new siblings will unfold. It's important to note that even if siblings do not live together, there is a bond that should be recognized and honored. As we think about maintaining sibling connections, let's consider some effective strategies for maintaining these connections when siblings are separated. They could text or call, they could FaceTime or Instagram, they could write letters and send pictures, and they can plan consistent times to meet in the middle and do some type of activity. They could have visits at the other sibling's home that are more extended, and they could work with the child welfare agency to determine if the other parent could be used as respite so the child can stay overnight or for a weekend. When siblings are separated, parents must collaborate to be sure that efforts are coordinated, boundaries for contact are clear, and every effort is made to make the contact positive, and feedback from the contact is reported with clarity. It is helpful to communicate ahead of time with the child's family members to establish an understanding and agreement about how contact will occur. When sibling contact needs to be supervised or monitored for safety reasons, communication can be limited to those that can be monitored and joined by a supervising adult. When in-person visits need to be monitored, parents who are fostering, caseworkers, and other adults can be present in the room or can observe from an adjoining observation room. Even in these circumstances, these relationships are important and should be maintained. It is important to remember that siblings who have been separated may not always seem to get along. They may seem awkward in their contact, may ignore each other, and may even squabble. This does not mean that the contact is not valuable and meaningful to the child. Visitations should continue unless they are deemed to be harmful to the child by a professional. Now let's talk about how to maintain connections with important people and practices in the child's life. We'll do that by answering these two questions. How can a parent who is fostering or adopting maintain meaningful connections with the child's community and culture? And number two, how can a parent who is fostering or adopting encourage connection between the child and extended family members? It is important for us to remember that these types of connections are important for children, especially if they don't have contact with their parents.